Hi, I'm Kristen Estes, and this is Lakeshore Report. Now, every week or so, I get to do a little something called Jump in the Lake. What's Jump in the Lake? Well, it's a segment that shows off some of the fun and unique activities that are right here in Northwest Indiana and all around the Lakeshore region. I've gotten to play, to sing, to run, to shoot, to eat, to paddle, to fall. Actually, I fall a lot. But if I can get out and have a blast doing this stuff, then anybody can, which is kind of the point. So today we're devoting our entire show to Jump in the Lake. I hope you see something here you like and you'll want to jump in the lake with me. We're at Paul Henry's Art Gallery in downtown Hammond celebrating art and artists. Clearly, all kinds of artworks are displayed all over this place, all Northwest Indiana or local artists. But we're here specifically on a Thursday night when they celebrate the artists themselves with a very special open mic night.
If you look at it from the outside, it's a totally anonymous hardware store. But inside is where the magic happens.
It's like the beating heart of the Northwest Indiana art community. That was really hokey. Dave Mueller is the owner. I want to call you owner, but it seems like it should be something more. What would you call yourself?
Oh, I'm, the community builder
Community builder.
At Paul Henry's. We've got a great community and encourage the development and careers of various artists in all kinds of forms.
You are set up here in what was an old tool shop, like a hardware store?
Like a hardware store, like an automotive paint store. It was.
And it said to you, art gallery?
Well, what happened, I got to be honest with you, is I didn't know what we were going to do when the previous business, which had carried us for a long time, we kind of lost out on it. So, at the end of those things, normally a business will just go under and out. And we were able to push through that point and begin something new. For a number of reasons, I chose art, not the least of which was that I enjoy it.
I love this place. It's like church for artists. When I first came here, I didn't know anybody, and I walked in the door, and I thought this is the most amazing place I've ever seen, and I wanted to be a part of it. And I kept coming back and made a lot of friends, and my art got accepted into the gallery, and it's pretty much changed my life, very much for the better.
It's the people that's the draw. That's the draw. And you come here and you greet the people, and they're warm and they're friendly and very kind and caring. That's the thing. That's the thing for me.
Why will I travel an hour to come out here? And it's really because of Dave and the people, and when watching the food come through the back door and getting a song every couple of minutes and doing it and just seeing a whole nother vibe, a whole nother atmosphere every time you come to this place.
It really has developed a tight-knit feel to it. Yes, indeed, almost like a family. And no, I didn't anticipate that. I thought it'd be cool to do and we'd attract some interest, but it's gone way, way beyond that. I like to say that it's an eclectic combination of the visual art, which gives it the vibe. There's an energy here that if we held it in an empty pole barn, the same feel would not be here.
Drinks in sweat, sleeping like hell.
Open stage, no PA, and it allows me to get many, many more performers up. And they just enjoy the chance to play without almost the interference of a sound system.
I don't want people to get the impression that it's just professionals who come and perform, because it really isn't.
We have them from all ages. We've had, kids perform, I think as young as 10, maybe even younger. We've got one guy here who comes here, he's 94 years old. He plays banjo. He played banjo in the Navy band in World War I.
Lou Shields is one of the artists exhibiting here at Paul Henry's Art Gallery. You are not just an artist, you're a musician, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. But your artwork, why Paul Henry's and what kind of work do you do?
Well, I do work that's based with my music, which is American roots music. So I do work that's in the theme of Americana, I guess you'd say. Yeah, I play homemade instruments made out of salvaged materials. Cigar boxes, foot percussion made out of an old bucket and a skateboard and bottle caps and license plates and all these different things.
I bet you get some really unique sounds.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's like all kinds of different things, and I travel quite a bit as well, all over the country playing music, and I go around and I've come to these small little towns, and I'm inspired by what I see, and then I make the work based on that, the artwork, you know. And the songs also come from that stuff too, the travel.
You come down here and you look around and you say, oh, geez, I got a trumpet, I got a saxophone, there's a piano player. Forget those songs. I'm gonna do something we can jam to. And you get up there and you just have a jam session. You know, and that happens all night long.
I even got up there on the stage and was playing. Thank you.
You did just fine. You did just fine. Was it fun?
I had a blast. So on Thursday nights, the art capital of the world just might be downtown Hammond, particularly Paul Henry's Art Gallery. Not only have we gotten to see all kinds of art displayed, we've spoken to many artists, we've seen them perform, and I myself got to perform just a little bit with a whole group of people hitting the stage because it's an open stage night. It's a cheap ticket, it's a lot of fun, and it's right here around the lake. Join us next time as we go jump in the lake.
Found it.
You can do all summer, but then you can do...
Okay, let's go. Is it under the bridge? You see it?
Yep.
People all over the world are finding hidden treasure. What is it? It's a global scavenger hunt, and it's called geocaching. Where is it? Well, pretty much everywhere. All you need to get started is a GPS, some coordinates you can probably get from your computer. Now, if you haven't done it before, the best way to start is to go online. So I've already gone to geocaching.com and I have created my ID. I am Kristen, 2014, you can find me. And what we're going to do is put in our zip code, and that's going to be a Northwest Indiana zip code. And I have over 24,000 geocaches. Now, what I also get here in the description are the coordinates. So I'm going to enter these degrees and coordinates into a couple things. I can use a portable GPS, which is very handy, or more simply, I can even use my phone. If I download the appropriate app, which I have, I can enter the coordinates into my phone and it will lead me to the treasure.
I've got my arrow.
All right, okay, you're the guy. So you're gonna follow your arrow.
The green.
So we're the green, so am I following the...
Yep.
Okay. So,
Follow the arrow.
okay. We're going this way, okay. Okay, so we're getting, what do you see, E? Let me ask you a question. Are they likely to be just at ground level, or is it something that I could...
They can be anywhere. Typically, they are at ground level when you're in this type of atmosphere, but they can be high up in a tree. I've had to climb trees to go get some. Some of them are underwater.
Oh, wait, what's there? Okay, let me see it. What do we have? You want to open it up?
It's dirty.
What do we have in here? Okay, we've got some South Shore Country Club. We've got a little...
I'll take the
And then
fishy.
is this the
That's
log?
the log. Once you find a cache, they will always have a log in it, and that's just so you can say, yes, I made it. So you use your ID.
Okay,
and
so I
record
am
that.
Kristen 2014. So,
We got here. Yeah, I'm gonna,
okay, let's go. We're gonna head, guys, we're going across the bridge.
Let's go.
This one, which I haven't done, so I guess we're just gonna wonder what it is. You think it's really a witch's brew?
So sometimes there's a multi-cache where you have to go from one cache and then that first one will give you coordinates for the second one. And then that third one will give you coordinates to the next one. And some of them get long enough in their sequence that they will actually give you maybe 6 or 7 different caches to go to, and at each cache you'll get a 1 or 2 coordinates for yet another cache. And so once you've got all of them, now you can go find that last one.
Oh, I love it. So we're gonna, which way, guys? Joshy. Wait, we're.
No, wait.
Okay, I think. Okay, let's go this way.
Yeah, we're really close. I think it's over.
Okay, now he's going one way. I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
You will be. It says you'll be searching for a preformed bison or seed container.
You're in trouble.
That is small.
Okay,
A
I'm.
bison container is small. It's about 1.5 inches long. You might find them on the end of a keychain or something like that. That would lead me to believe it's not going to be on the ground, that it's likely going to be
Probably
up in a tree somewhere.
Oh boy. Okay. Preform, which is.
Yep.
I found it.
Wait, we got
I
it!
found it.
Yay!
Capsule.
Oh, that's a little one. All right, so is this just the log
That's
that we
just the
have?
log. Something that small, all you're going to have is the log.
All right. Yes, I'm going to use your face. We have had a fantastic time today. We are out in Deep River Park. We are enjoying the great outdoors. We are exploring Indiana, and we are finding lots and lots of treasure. Geocaching, get on out there and try it. Today we've headed west of the lake to arcade game heaven. We're at the Galloping Ghost Arcade this week on Jump in the Lake.
Right now we have 415 games between the main floor and the expansion. We have people that travel in from all over the world as we've become the largest arcade in the world, and we pay...
That's official. This is the largest arcade in the world.
Definitely of every place that I know of. Easily the largest in the U.S., biggest that anybody that is into arcade games has told us about.
When we opened our doors finally, there was about 170 something, 190 something. Some of the games came from all over the world. Every game didn't come in its own cabinet, dedicated cabinet right away. Some of the games came from overseas, just the board. We found cabinets here that we could put them in. There's different warehouses we can find stuff at, different individuals that are selling them that we can find people at. We have everything from, I think, 1970 to today.
So it's like just a cover charge to get in the door.
That's all it is.
Like $15 cover charge.
Yeah.
You're in the door, and you can play for 15 hours if you want to.
Yeah, we had to explain to everybody how you don't need quarters, we don't need tokens, you don't need any kind of coins. It's just a set price to play if you want to play. If you're coming in, if you don't want to play, you don't have to pay, that's fine. If you want to play, it's just a certain amount of money. It's really cheap, actually. And then you get to play for 13 to 15 hours. So where else would you be able to do that?
What made you say, let's stop throwing the coins in the machine and just give people a relaxed, free playing experience?
The free play element to it was, it came from a few different things. I had, thinking back to when I was playing all the time, there was so many games. There was the staple games that I wanted to play every time I went to the arcade. Double Dragon, Golden Axe, Altered Beast. And there was so many games that I missed out on playing. And this way, it gets people to try stuff that they've never played before. And again, because we have so many people coming from all over the world, like we have people in from Germany, Japan, Australia, people are taking their vacations based around coming here.
Wow.
We just want to make sure that they get to experience all these rare games. Like we have so many, we actually have, I think 75 games that we're the only arcade in the US that have them. So there's a lot of stuff that we've imported from Japan, and it's taken a long time to build up this collection. We have 143 world records that have been set here since we opened, which is unbelievable. We have some fantastic players that come here. And again, if they were putting quarters in, they're not as likely to stick with a game and go after a score. So the psychology of the coinless place makes this such a unique environment for the players. So it's really changed how a lot of people play and gotten people into games that they've never played, and players that have never gone after a score in their life have really gravitated towards setting world records.
So I wanted to ask you, you dreamt a place like this when you were growing up, and I want to specifically ask you now, as owner of a place like this, are you living the dream?
Absolutely. Every day it's a ton of work. Like having so many people out, like the arcade machines go down every single day. So it's constantly fixing things, and a lot of our players, they have a lot of requests for games that they're very obscure games. So there's always a lot going on here, and again, between the two companies, it's a lot of work, but I wouldn't want to do anything else.
We've gone south of the lake to Battleground, Indiana, where we are checking out the Wolf Park on this week's Jump in the Lake. I'm here with Dana Drenzek. She's the general manager of the Wolf Park here in Battleground, Indiana. And when people come to the Wolf Park, what kind of things can they expect to see and do?
Well, they get to expect to see obviously wolves, and then our other species that we have here, bison, foxes, coyotes. They can take a tour of our facility that's guided and gets to educate them on more about these species.
Is it easy for anybody to do the tour? Is this a walking, a riding tour?
It's a walking tour. It's about a half mile all the way around. It's taken at a slow clip, but we do have golf carts and other means available to people that think they cannot make it all the way around.
Okay. You may not have heard of the Wolf Park, but that's not because it hasn't been here for a really long time. You guys have been open, or at least actively supporting wolf communities since 1972.
Yeah, over 40 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, let's go take a look at some animals.
Okay, sounds great. Let's go. So we actually are coming up here on the first enclosure here, which is actually our two coyotes, Twister and Willow. They came from a DNR facility out in Utah. Everybody in Chicago and of course also in Indiana have seen or heard coyotes, and they're like, oh, I saw a wolf in my backyard. Probably not.
And they are significantly smaller. That's
they
the
are.
First thing you notice.
Yeah, they're about 25 pounds. Wolves can get up to 100 pounds. And so the size difference is definitely the quickest. Their howls are very, very different as well. And actually, would you like to hear them howl?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm probably going to need your help in this.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're gonna howl, and we're going to try to get these guys going. And what will happen is the coyotes will go, and then you'll start to hear the rest of the wolves kind of join in. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Those are the wolf howls.
That's the wolf howl, yeah. So obviously a huge difference just in the way that they howl.
Theirs is a lot more of a yip, or a, it's much higher pitch. These guys have that long, low kind of mournful tone that you associate with horror movies. And
when we're hand raising these guys, we have to put in over 2,000 hours within the first 4 months of their lives to get them acclimated to humans and to get them socialized and used to us. Now, even then, if we stopped going in with them, if we stopped interacting with them, they would then become, again, shy to humans. You know, these guys are built to be aware of their surroundings, to be reactive to their surroundings.
Everybody who comes here and who wants to howl with the wolves gets a lesson. I need a lesson.
Okay. So basically, it's pretty simple. You choose the tone that you want. You make an O with your lips, and you go ooh.
Okay, ooh,
Uh-huh.
ooh, I got that.
And so with that, there's a couple of different things that you kind of have to know. So one of them is, as we're howling, you don't all want to stop at the same time. Go ahead and finish the breath that you're on once we stop. And that way the wolves don't look over here and go, I don't know what killed that pair of wolves over there, but I don't want it happening to me. So if we all just go woo, then they don't know what's going on. The other thing, and what you saw me doing a little bit more of, is that the howls can change from an ooh to a wah. And that wah sound can be a little bit higher pitched, and that can be kind of the onset of what we call a rally, where the wolves kind of come together and the howls get more excited and they get more excited. So that's kind of what I was doing a little bit with the coyotes there. And so you can change that howl a little bit if you want to. The other is to kind of continuously howl, because a lot of the times what people will do is they'll just do it for one breath and then that's it. And then they'll think, oh, okay, automatically respond. Not so much the case. You have to kind of really get them going and get them started a little bit.
Okay, you start.
Okay.
Then I'll join in.
Okay. All right. So you ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Where do all your animals come from? You're not breeding them all here in captivity, are you?
No. So in order to make sure that we don't have any inbreeding issues or anything like that, we will get wolves in from other facilities, generally zoos, other reputable organizations. We have 75 acres of land. We currently have 10 wolves, 13 bison, 5 foxes, and 2 coyotes. And so starting from just the 2 wolves, it really was the public's interest, because we're a nonprofit organization. So all of the things that you see here, the fences, the bleachers, the enclosures, this all comes from, the public admission price, donations, funding, because we're not state or federally, governed at all.
We hope you've enjoyed this journey around the Lakeshore region, highlighting some of the area's most unique places and activities. If you have an idea for Jump in the Lake, you can send us your comments at jumpinthelake@lakeshorepublicmedia.org. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you next time on Lakeshore Report.
Hi, joining me for this edition of Eye on the Arts is Thaddeus Cutler, owner of Thaddeus Tea Gallery in LaPorte, Indiana. I hope I just didn't take a lot of your answers away from you.
No, you didn't.
Okay, good. So, Thaddeus, welcome to Eye on the Arts.
Thank you very much.
And this is your 10th anniversary in business.
Correct. We're actually 10 years in business in downtown LaPorte. We're very excited about that, to hit this milestone this year.
Yeah, and you've always been in the same location.
No, actually, we started off in a very, very small location to see if the arts would be embraced by the community of LaPorte, and they did. And we expanded the space and grew, and it's been fantastic.
So, how are you celebrating the anniversary?
We are having our 4th biennial Small Works exhibition. The title of this exhibition is Foot Long, 12 inches or under. We require all the artists to work under the scale of 12 inches in any direction. We're going to have about 15 to 16 artists, probably over 50 works. It's a great show to do around the holidays because the works are small. People can give them as gifts.
Yeah,
the
they're
price
affordable.
points are good. Yeah.
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 Oh, it sounds fun. I bet people are very creative.
They're very creative.
So you say that mischievously.
Well, yes. Usually these shows that we do, these small works exhibitions, there's always kind of an innuendo in our title. We had a Size Matters show. Now we have the Foot Long show. We've done these 4 times now. So when the artists hear the title of the show, it kind of starts to steer them in a certain direction.
Yeah.
So
How did you get interested in being an art dealer? You're an artist, I know.
correct. Actually, the way I got into it was in New York City. I was an artist. I had to pay the bills, so I started working in a gallery. And my mentor, Stephen Feynman in New York, basically brought me up through the ranks. Started off with just framing, answering the phones, and then ended up running his gallery towards the end. So
Yeah, good. And what was your first show at Thaddeus C?
the first show was a complete mix of all artists from New York that we had met and knew from them. And the most exciting part about that show was we sold one painting, which, yeah, it was a total success.
Yeah, you made it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
Well,
did.
good luck with the 10th anniversary show.
Thank you.
And for years to come.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll be back again next week with another edition of Eye on the Arts. Eye on the Arts is made possible in part by South Shore Arts, the Indiana Arts Commission, and the National Endowment for the Arts, a federal agency.